And welcome back to Let's Play DKC2 Diddy's Conquest. Off screen I played back up to the point where I kept screwing up, and I also got about 50 lives off screen, so we should be good for the rest of the game. Now, full disclosure, this is being post-commentated because I didn't actually record live commentary by accident, so yeah, this is post-commentated. This is a really easy challenge for me if you take it slow, which I highly recommend doing so. By the way, also the post-commentary is part of the reason for the short length. I did decide to cut out deaths since, I don't know, me sitting through all the deaths didn't seem necessary when it's not live commentated. Anyway, this is the only video this happened with. I've actually already recorded the entire rest of the LP at this point, and actually started working on the next one. So, yeah, I am definitely sure about the fact that this is the only post-commentated one. And this part's a little bit tricky, and by a little bit tricky, I mean not really that tricky. As long as you take it slow. Now this one is the same deal, you have to use a cannonball, except it's a lot easier to navigate because you're on solid ground. And this is like way easier. This should have been the first bonus room, comparatively. Like this section of the level should have been first, in my opinion, because it is easier to get the cannonball over to the other side, in this case, than when trying to do it the other way, than doing it over the canyon of sorts. This is a collect the stars. They are in the shape of Rare's original logo. Pretty simple stuff, nothing really noteworthy to talk about, really. I took it really slow because I didn't want to die, simply put. And that's about it for Web Woods. Now, full disclosure, the DK coin in this level actually involves a roulette. Now, full disclosure again, I did end up actually cutting out a lot of failed tries of this. I hope it didn't seem too obvious. Like, the music, I think, flowed pretty okay, but that's just a very minor thing. There's gonna be a weird skip here in terms of, like, some logistics, because I kept going into the wrong level by accident. And I did also cut, I think I cut to the actual good take of this. I think I cut out all the failed attempts, if I'm not mistaken. So this boss is Creepy Crow. To defeat him, just defeat the neckies in order to get barrels, in order to hit him, then climb up, avoiding the eggs falling from the sky. This is a really easy boss fight, in theory. In execution, it's actually kind of a pain in the butt. You have to kind of lead on the eggs, which sounds really weird, but that's pretty much what you have to do. I think this only took me like 3 or 4 times. I mean, you can tell by my life counter, but I think it only took like 3 or 4 times at most, which I was actually really amazed by. I did not think this would go this well, to be fair. This is the hard one. See, I kind of do weird erratic dashing movements, and here I just book it. But yeah, I do weird dodging, and that's partly just to lead on the shots, which I found to be effective. Now, this is the 3rd hit. Was this the last phase, or is there one more? I actually don't remember. I think this might be the last hit, if not one more. But yeah, he just runs into the barrel, just like the first fight, so it's a really easy boss fight, really, if you don't mess up the middle phases, which is actually easier said than done. It's actually incredibly easy to mess that up. So yeah, that's the end of, I think, Crazy Creme Land. Again, this is being recorded after everything, so I don't quite remember what I'm doing. I'm trying to remember what level this is, and conveniently, I just stood around for a long time, and that was because I was actually double checking something about locations. Here I play very safe because, yeah, I only have 1 Kong, so if I get hit, then it's all over. So this is an on-guard level. I'm trying to remember, actually, if this is like the last major appearance of on-guard in the main worlds. I don't think it is. So, I actually messed up a lot. So I actually had to replay the stage at one point because I missed the second bonus level, but this is the first one, for what it's worth. And collecting stars. What you want to do is just go back and forth, collect 100. That's all there really is to this. This is actually one of those that I find really hard to actually fail, as long as you're giving any effort. As long as you are actively going back and forth, it shouldn't be a problem. At least from my experiences, it seems to be pretty straightforward. Maybe it is difficult, I don't know. But yeah, for me, I never thought it was that hard. Got hit there. I do die at one point, by the way. This level took me a few tries to get through. Mostly just because I was being too reckless. Dash here, by the way. So you don't have to just sort of creep along. Yeah, that was a weird hitbox example. So cutting back to that point, roughly. Actually, I didn't. Yeah, I forgot to cut out this death, actually. So, one thing I should point out is that this is the last regular world of the game. Since we're just going through stuff we've already seen, now's a good time to talk about it. Yes, this is the last regular world of the game, and that's significant because there is actually a second world after this, but it's also really short. It's only 2 levels, and one is really, really hard. And I actually did really smoothly, somehow. So yeah, it's a little bit weird that, it went as well as it did. But that's a story for part 11, I think. There's also the Lost World, which is the last bonus area, and it's actually, yeah, I think I left it in to show that I actually died right before the checkpoint. Just to show, and yeah, I did comment on that. That's why I stopped, because it's like, I died right before the checkpoint, didn't I? So yeah, I think that's why I actually left that in. I edited this together, like, a long time ago. And there I was sort of stopping to double check if I had to charge there or somewhere else. You have to charge there to get the DK coin. Piece of cake. Yeah, if you don't know that, it's actually hard to get that DK coin. To sort of figure out where it is. These starfish go slightly downwards diagonally, sort of zigzagging. So that's a little bit hard to avoid. Actually, dash here. Because if you dash there, you actually get that, you actually get a 1-up. Now, the bonus area is actually to the right of here, which I go back and show later. But for now, we just keep going because I missed it. I get to the end of the level, and there's like this moment of realization, like, oh, I went right by the bonus barrel, didn't I? The bonus area in this case, not a barrel. Yeah, here you actually want to do a dash in order to get that red balloon, because you can use, you're gonna need a lot of lives. That's why I got up to 50 right before the last world. That seems like overkill. Yeah, here basically is where I realized, yeah, I messed up. So I kind of like, can I get back up there? And I'm like, no, I can't. So just go back. And even missed target, so that was successful. Yeah, there I actually got the life without even doing the supercharge. Here I'm kind of like double checking where it is. Yeah, there's an invisible wall where you can actually get to the last bonus area of this level. This one is surprisingly easy. Just destroy all the treasure chests on the respective bees, and you get the thing. Now that one I threw because I wasn't sure how the hitbox would work. I wasn't sure if I ran into the bee with the treasure chest, if that would actually kill it, or if that would kill Dixie. So I wanted to be very safe. And then I just back out of the level. Wendy Well is an interesting level. It took me a lot of tries, let's just put it that way. The first bonus area is right at the beginning, if I'm not mistaken. No, wait, I'm thinking of the other mine level. Gusty Gulch? No, that's something, that's a different game. But yeah, the mine area at the beginning. Here, you actually want to do that, to get that banana coin. Now I do die a lot here, so fair warning. Yeah, Yeah, this is not the easiest thing. Just kind of balance how you're using the control pad, because this is D-pad based. Fun fact. So if you hold down, you actually slow your ascent, and if you hold up, you speed up. So it's actually really cool. This is, in my opinion, actually a really interesting level. Just really frustrating. On the whole, though, I did find the game a lot less frustrating than I remembered it being. By the way, I actually die here because there's actually a path to the left down there. So back up here with Dixie Kong this time. If you go left instead of up, you actually do get to something significant, which is the bonus barrel, which, yes, very significant. Just drop, and then sort of hold down and left to coast over. That's all you really need to do there. Destroy them all, pretty simple. Fly up to the top, and then take out each of these guys individually, and the coin is just at the very end. Piece of cake. It's more work getting to it than actually completing it, to be honest. Go under here, and I messed it up because I didn't roll. Going up. Yeah, I don't even remember where everything's hidden in this level, to be honest. That's the halfway point. And this is where things get kind of annoying. In terms of difficulty. Not annoying in terms of, you know, actually... Well, what am I trying to say here? This part is frustrating. Not super frustrating, it's... Okay, here's the thing. I would actually prefer to use the term hard to difficult, or... Wait, that's the same thing. To, like, the term like hard or difficult to define this area instead of frustrating, because I don't know, I don't get frustrated by this. This isn't what I consider like frustrating, because it's actually pretty easy once you get the hang of it. It's just a matter of getting the hang of it. Now here, you have to fly up until a certain point. Here I missed a barrel, and I ended up dying anyway, so it all works out. So here I actually get the barrel and make my way up. Now if you go right here, you want to kind of jump below and then go under the bee, like a series of bees. It's kind of a complicated maneuver, so I kind of spent a long time preparing for it, apparently. Again, this was recorded like 2 weeks ago, actually just getting around to post-commentating it now, pretty much. Like that, just coast under all the bees, and you get the DK coin of the level. Continue flying up, and I don't know why I did that. Looking back, that was like really not a good move. I'm sure that's the case in a lot of these videos, but just when you are actually playing, it's different than when you're watching. And now that I'm actually in the position of watching it, some of those mistakes are super obvious. Go under. Yeah, just stay under the bees. Now this is near the end of the level, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. As you can tell, it is ramping up. At the end, I think we should see a squawk sign, if I'm not mistaken, though I might be getting my levels mixed up. Though I think there's actually a squawk sign coming up. I think I get really confused by that. Yeah, it's this level. So here, I think I do spend some time just sort of like sitting around here, because I'm like, where's Squawks? Is he up there? No. So I just keep moving. This also takes me a while, this trick. Trying to navigate past this guy. You have to use the barrel to take out the scissor guy. Not scissor, the blade guy. Cutlass. His name is Cutlass. What am I saying? So it's a matter of spawning the barrel and then trying to actually land on it. And that's the bonus barrel. And as you may be able to guess, you actually get Squawks here. I don't know if it was before this or later in the LP, but yeah. There are a lot of Bramble levels involving Squawks, and I'm not entirely okay with that. Definitely kind of an overused level aesthetic for Squawks, and it's not an easy one to navigate either. Anyway, we got a banana, that was worth it. And there's the exit. So yeah, that was it. Short video today. Now, I don't start the next level because it's Castle Crush, and that's kind of a difficult level. So I just kind of like, what do I do for the remainder of this? I don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest.